Ray, Jared Weiss, CLNS Radio. Can you just talk about the second to last shot there, where there seemed to be a lot of congestion out on the perimeter? You got the step back shot that rimmed out.
Well, typically, the way that play, we ran that play in the past, I was coming up. But Drew Holiday, he recovered, and I just tried to escape with his dribble, and I still got to look at it. You know, and the ball was in and out. You know, after I went back to the bench, I was thinking, I looked up at the score, and it was like, we're down one. That shot really would have been big for us. But, you know, you go down there and get stops. I think there down the stretch, there were 3 shots, 3 baskets that they made that, you know, you almost have to tip your hat to them because, you know, Allen hit one off the glass, you know, with .9 on the clock, and Evan Turner had two drives to the basket. One where he fumbled the ball and he made it, and another one where he was almost on the ground, he made that. So defensively, we did what we wanted to do down there in the stretch with it. You know, we gave a couple shots that we wouldn't, if we could have back, we would love to have back. But, you know, those 3 plays, you know, it seemed like down the stretch, that's what it came down to. You know, when we needed stops, they made those plays, and ultimately, we didn't win.
Ray, Bill Doyle, Wilson Telegram. You guys lost a couple of games in the regular season at Philly. I don't think you played in one of them. Just how do you feel about going down there and having to win a game?
I don't really worry about where we play them at. It's just about how we play and when we play them. And that's, you know, we'll look at film tomorrow. We'll see everything we did do well offensively. I didn't think our defense wasn't too bad. We had a couple spots where we didn't run them off of threes. They got a couple threes down there in the 4th quarter where, you know, they're backbreakers. Offensively, I don't think we shared the ball well enough to win. There was stretch where we didn't score. They created a bad rhythm there in the 3rd quarter where we weren't making shots. So it really, you know, being in their building is not going to affect us any differently. You know, it's about how we play them when we get out there and how we take care and work together better than what we did tonight.
Ben Watanabe, Nesson.com. Ray, the Sixers didn't have a great record during the regular season in close games. Both columns was kind of, if you get them close, you know, you can beat them. Based on the way they finished out their last series in a close game and tonight, I mean, are they more resilient than they're maybe given credit for?
I don't know really what they went through. I know throughout the course of the season, they were leading the division for, you know, quite some time. And then they hit a lull. And I know, you know, everybody goes through their adversities. I don't know why they went through it, what they were doing when they dealt with it. So, you know, we had our own issues, and you know, we didn't come into the series, you know, thinking that this was a 4-seed, 8-seed matchup. You know, this is a team that's in our way that, you know, we need to beat to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. So it really wasn't. They have players that are capable of making big shots. They have players that are capable of carrying their team scoring. They have defensive players. I mean, they have, you know, a team that's assembled that is capable of winning, beating us. They won the 1st round. You know, they beat a really good Chicago Bulls team. So, you know, that has us all on notice. So we don't, by any means, look past who they are, what their capabilities are.
Celtics.com. Rick, can you just talk about, obviously Doc said, you know, the margin for error for this team is small, just due to the injuries and not necessarily knowing who's going to be in the lineup every night, you know, who might be available for either the shoulder, yourself, the ankle, following the knee, etc.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of times we're in a situation where Avery was out and I started in the 3rd quarter. That extends the bench. Marquise and Sasha get more playing time, so you really have to pay attention to what's going on in the huddle. You have to listen to the plays, watch what we're running. We tweak plays every single day. You know, we might have a play that we ran all year, but in this series, just based on how they guard us, we might change it up a little bit. So everybody has to pay attention, everybody has to focus. You know, at any moment, somebody's number may get called. That's an issue for us.
Jared Weiss, CLNS Radio. There were a lot of turnovers and low shooting percentages through the first 3 quarters. Was there something tangible that you tried to do in the fourth quarter that allowed you guys to turn it around? And did you take any positives from having a much more efficient fourth quarter?
Well, I believe when we watch the fourth quarter, we'll see a little bit better of what we need to do and what we need to keep consistent throughout the course of the game. I think it was contagious on both sides. You know, both sides were, you know, we weren't making anything, but I do attribute that to the great defense that was played. I think we played, we're a defensive-minded team, and they played great defense throughout that stretch. So they forced us into tough shots as well as we did them. So, you know, we just, you know, when we find something that works, we got to stick with it.